Hi, my name is Mara Huber, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about the weeds, specifically how to get and stay out of them. All right, so to get started, I want you to imagine the vast network of experiences, memories, knowledge, values that you've amassed over your lifetime. So imagine at the highest level of this network exists all these really sort of general and abstract ideas that guide you. They're aspirational, right? So ideas about being a good person, certainly faith, democracy, friendship, love, all of these sort of general concepts that guide our behavior. But then the vast middle of your network is filled with slightly more concrete types of ideas that have associated experiences. And these include goals and objectives, your ideas about parenting, what it means to be a good professional or a good citizen, all of the slightly more specific experiences that you have collected and continue to develop over your lifetime. All right, now we need to go to the very bottom of your network and imagine this very interconnected, tangled layer of weeds. And this is where the really sort of emotional details and very context-specific types of experiences get stored. These are the conversations, the things that people have said to you, the way that you have felt when different things happen in your life, right? These are the details that are highly sort of primed and triggered. And imagine sort of a tangle of these types of experiences that are very close together, so that when you sort of go there and activate one conversation or one experience, it connects with others that are similarly emotionally charged. And these tend to sort of wrap around ideas like fear or anger or emotions that are highly primed. And so when we're in the weeds, it's hard to get out because we sort of ping pong back and forth. And there's a slightly addictive quality about the weeds because it's somewhat validating when you're talking about it and you're going there and you're dealing with the emotions. We tend to spend a lot of time in the weeds. We tend to want to bring others with us and to go there with other people. And because it's so emotionally consuming, not a lot happens other than staying and continuing to sort of dive in. So, growth does not happen in the weeds. In fact, not a lot of good stuff happens there. And so if we are really committed to growing and being sort of the best versions of ourselves, we have to figure out a way to resist the pull of the weeds. So how do we do it? Well, the natural place to go is self-awareness, which is obviously important. So many of us spend a lot of time trying to be aware of the pull of the weeds, right? We feel it in different ways. You can sort of imagine it as sort of these choking vines that are always sort of creeping, right? Anytime there is a crisis, anytime something emotional happens, even when we are feeling strong and we're being positive and we're making gains, we can always sort of feel the threat of the weeds not far behind. Some of us feel it sort of more viscerally. I know sometimes I feel like a tightening in my chest when self-doubt kicks in or I start feeling negative or vulnerable. But regardless of how you feel it, it's certainly important, right? And if we can sort of sense when it's happening, sometimes we can stop it from taking hold. But what I want to suggest to you is that that's really just a first step. Even if you're very vigilant and you sort of imagine yourself sort of having these huge sort of weed clippers or hedge clippers, and you can sort of cut them down before they take hold, that's still taking a lot of your energy, right? Always being vigilant and always worrying about whether you're going to slip from that place of stability and growth. So what I want to suggest to you is really the only way to release yourself from the grip of the weeds is to go up. right? Up in that network towards higher thinking. And sometimes, even though we have these wonderful aspirational ideas and values way high up in our networks, often those aren't textured or aren't sort of close enough to grab onto when we're really trying to rise up. And that's really the goal, right? Because if you can climb up high enough and really work in those middle layers of your network, then even if the weeds sort of start to climb, even if things happen, they won't really matter. They won't really threaten you as much because you're sort of already working ahead of them. So think about stretching. Think about stretching from wherever you are in those lower layers, stretching upward, but finding a way to sort of build out these ideas and constructs and tools that will give you enough texture to sort of grab onto and sort of hold yourself up. And that means finding ways to work instead from fear and self-doubt and some of the negative emotions that are so highly triggered and just automatically pull us into the weeds, stretching ourselves toward more powerful and higher types of constructs and ideas. Is this easy? No, it's not easy, but it's completely doable. And really, it's the best way to find that stability and growth that you're looking for. So I look forward to sharing some more of these strategies with you and talking about how we build out the middle and how we stretch ourselves to sort of get out of the weeds and help actualize that growth and potential that we're so interested in activating. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.